and I work with Dr. Fauci for decades, and I just want to say, COVID is not an opinion-based situation.
Yeah.
And Mr. Rogan thinking that his opinion or a disclaimer for the lives that he personally has affected and caused losses of, it's not an opinion.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogan is causing people to lose their lives by expressing that taking anti-safety measures about COVID is an opinion. It's not an opinion, it's a fact.
Yeah.
A bacteria can be fought with antibiotics. A virus is a different kind of element.
Yeah.
You can't be fought in the way that he is professing. So Mr. Rogan is risking people's lives with his idiocy and his professing that his thoughts about COVID are opinions. They aren't opinions. COVID and infectious diseases are science, and they are fact-based situations. So the pretense that these are opinions is dangerous.
Yeah.
And his behavior is dangerous. And so to the pretense that these are opinions and that he should put a disclaimer that he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And that his behavior is dangerous and affecting people's lives and deaths has been demonstrated by so many of the people that have lost their lives by proclaiming the things that he is saying.
Right.
Sharon, I'm sorry. I was just going to ask you, you've done a lot of work on behalf of AMFAR and Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation.
Elizabeth Taylor started the AMFAR, and 3 years into it, I took it over her position for 25 years.
Right.
So what I can tell you is that I have been in laboratories, hospitals, hospices, funeral homes, and with families that people lost their lives from infectious diseases. I have studied in every form that you can, from the Karolowski Center, which is the university that gives out the Nobel Prize, and I can tell you that facts are facts. And COVID is an infectious disease. And if you don't wear your mask, my sister has healthcare issues, and Kelly had COVID.
Yeah. And you recovered, thank God.
But nearly did not, and her husband very nearly did not. And
Your other family members have been affected by COVID.
Yes, I lost my godmother and I lost my adopted grandmother, and you know, we've lost a lot of people. And so to imagine that you shouldn't have your mask
Right.
with you and ready to put on at every second, and we are at this point 6 feet apart, which is why I can talk to you without my mask.
Right.
But I do not go in anywhere without my mask, and I would recommend that we all wear our masks and follow COVID protocol, because if you don't, you run the risk not just of you being sick, but of you infecting someone else. And if you don't think that that's important, try to remember that children, small children, are not vaccinated, and you could kill one.
What do you say to all the celebrities coming out in support of Joe Rogan? I mean, The Rock said, great stuff, perfectly articulated. Joel said, you're doing a great job, keep it up. Kevin James says he's always known him to be objective.
I think that people can say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
All I can say is that what I'm saying comes from my experience of working in overcrowded laboratories with people who risk their lives to save other people's lives.
Yeah.
My opinions come from standing in hospitals with children dying of AIDS while I explain to their parents how heartbroken I am that they're going to lose their infant or their child or their teenager or their sister or their brother or their mother or their father. I've stood by the bedsides of dying people for the last 25 years. I don't know how many of these people's opinions come with fact-based experience. I have a lifetime of fact-based experience. So my opinions come from facts and experiences that, quite frankly, have broken my heart.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that once you've seen a lot of people die from infectious disease, and I have,
Yeah.
you might put on a mask and treat people differently.
Sure.